Welcome back to the GH Always channel. Today, we'll be delving deep into the complex world of General Hospital, unpacking all the latest developments, emotional confrontations, and shocking twists that have left fans on the edge of their seats. From old wounds reopening to surprising character growth, there's a lot to discuss. So, let's dive into the drama. Lulu Spencer, a mother's determination to find answers. Lulu Spencer's return to the world of General Hospital has been nothing short of explosive. After spending years in a coma, she's now playing catch-up, trying to make sense of everything she's missed. Her first big move? A direct confrontation with Nina Reeves, a woman who once held a special place in Lulu's life. Before her coma, Lulu knew about Nina's close relationship with Charlotte Cassidy. Nina had become something of a surrogate stepmother to Charlotte, taking on a nurturing role in her life. However, Lulu's recent investigation into Charlotte's disappearance has led her to believe that Nina may have more information than she's letting on. In a tense face-off in Nina's office, Lulu leans in and demands, "You say that you love Charlotte, prove it." Lulu's words are laced with frustration and desperation, as she feels betrayed by Nina's silence. To Lulu, Nina's actions, or lack thereof, may seem like an indirect approval of Valentine Cassidy's decision to whisk Charlotte away, but Nina's reaction suggests a more complicated truth. In fact, it's possible that Nina doesn't know where Charlotte is at all, making Lulu's assumption an even greater misunderstanding. Still, this confrontation is more than just about Charlotte. It's about Lulu's need for answers, her need to fill in the gaps of the 4 years she's lost, and to hold people accountable for the decisions made while she was absent. Lulu's return to the world of General Hospital is not just about finding Charlotte, but reclaiming her own narrative, understanding the choices that have shaped her family, and challenging those who might not have lived up to her expectations. In the process, she may find herself unraveling more than just Nina's secrets. Carly Spencer's web of deceit, the bug comes back to bite. Over at the Corinthos organization, Carly Spencer has always been the queen of strategy. But sometimes, even the best-laid plans can backfire, and it seems Carly's web of deceit is starting to unravel. The bug she planted in Jack Brennan's office has come back to haunt her, and now she finds herself in a tense showdown with the very man she thought she could manipulate. In Tuesday's episode, Jack confronts Carly, throwing her off balance by telling her, "I don't take orders from you." The weight of those words hangs heavily in the air as Carly, never one to back down from a confrontation, tries to dismiss Jack's accusations with her usual bravado. She'll likely deny any involvement with the bug, playing innocent and questioning what Jack is even doing in her office. But Carly's denials may not be enough to keep her out of trouble this time. Carly has always prided herself on being able to handle any situation with her sharp wit and unwavering confidence, but this time, she's met her match in Jack Brennan. Jack, who's no stranger to power plays himself, is determined to get to the truth, even if it means exposing Carly for the schemer she's become. Will Carly be able to cover her tracks, or will the consequences of her actions finally catch up with her? This confrontation signals a shift in Carly's character. For years, she's managed to stay one step ahead of her adversaries, but now, with the truth on the horizon, she may be facing the fallout of her past decisions. As this storyline develops, it's clear that Carly's manipulation of Jack could end up costing her more than she bargained for. Curtis Ashford and Michael Corinthos, a dangerous alliance. In a storyline packed with intrigue and betrayal, Michael Corinthos and Curtis Ashford are at a pivotal crossroads. After Curtis was blindsided by Drew Quartermain's double-cross, when Drew promised him the CEO position at Aurora Media but instead gave it to Michael, the two men are now heading down a path of mutual revenge. Curtis, still grappling with his feelings of betrayal, is set to follow through on Michael's offer to team up and take Drew down. In a recent preview, Michael asks Curtis pointedly, "You're accepting my offer to team up and take Drew Quartermain down?" The stakes are high, and the tension between these two characters is palpable. Curtis, once a loyal ally of Drew, now finds himself in an uneasy position, forced to choose between loyalty to his old friend and the allure of revenge. It's clear that Michael has the upper hand in this situation, armed with evidence that Drew betrayed him. But Curtis isn't so easily swayed. He's known Drew for years, and despite the betrayal, he still holds out hope that Drew might redeem himself. Curtis decides to play his cards carefully. He agrees to Michael's offer, but not without his own agenda. He tells Drew, "We should get the ball rolling as soon as possible," which likely means he's preparing to make moves behind the scenes. Curtis isn't just going to play the game by Michael's rules, he's thinking several steps ahead. With Jordan Ashford's advice in his ear, Curtis may be using this opportunity to play both Michael and Drew against each other, positioning himself to emerge with the CEO position and a sense of victory over both of them. The ultimate question remains, will Curtis get the justice he believes he's owed, or will this calculated move backfire? The rivalry between Michael, Drew, and Curtis is only just beginning, and the drama that unfolds in the coming weeks is bound to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Sasha Corbin, the weight of a life-changing decision. Sasha Corbin's storyline is one of the most emotionally charged in General Hospital right now. After a one-night stand and a positive pregnancy test, Sasha is faced with a life-altering decision. In the latest preview for Tuesday's episode, Sasha seems to be in a pregnant pause, a moment of deep reflection as she considers what to do next. Maxie Jones, her closest friend, asks her if she's made any decisions yet, but Sasha's response reveals the depth of her internal struggle. Sasha is no stranger to trauma. She's experienced heartbreaking loss before, including the devastating death of her baby, Liam. This loss has cast a long shadow over her current situation, making the decision to keep or terminate the pregnancy an incredibly difficult one. As much as Sasha may want to keep the baby, the emotional toll of losing Liam still weighs heavily on her heart, and she's understandably torn. Maxie, who has been a rock for Sasha throughout this journey, will continue to offer her unwavering support. Though the decision ultimately rests with Sasha, Maxie will stand by her friend, ready to offer comfort and guidance during this challenging time. Sasha's decision will not be made lightly, and as she wrestles with her emotions, she will need the support of those who care about her the most. The future of Sasha's pregnancy remains uncertain, but what's clear is that her journey is one of self-discovery and healing. Whatever choice she makes, it will undoubtedly have a profound impact on her life and those around her. The emotional weight of this storyline makes it one of the most poignant arcs currently playing out on General Hospital. Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor, a surprising new connection. And now, let's turn our attention to the unexpected dynamic between Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor. In Tuesday's episode, Trina shares some surprising news with Jocelyn Jacks, exclaiming, "You are not going to believe what just happened." Trina, who initially saw Kai as a typical football jock with little ambition beyond his sport, is beginning to see him in a whole new light. Kai has surprised her by diving into their school project with surprising enthusiasm and dedication, completely flipping Trina's initial assumptions about him. At first, Trina thought Kai was just another athlete who cared more about staying on the team than actually engaging with his studies. He was the kind of guy who would take whatever classes he needed to stay eligible for football, with little to no interest in the subjects themselves. But now, Kai is showing Trina that there's more to him than meets the eye. He's proving that he has a serious side, one that values education and is willing to put in the work, especially when it comes to their collaborative project. Trina's growing admiration for Kai is bound to spark new tensions and possibly even a deeper connection between the two. As she gets to know him beyond the surface, Trina may begin to reconsider her preconceived notions about who Kai really is. This unexpected change could set the stage for something more. Whether it's a romantic connection or a more profound friendship remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, Kai is no longer just a jock in Trina's eyes, he's someone worth paying attention to. As Port Charles embraces the holiday season, Lucky Spencer finds himself at the center of a Christmas miracle. The town's beloved Christmas tree lot has officially opened for business, and as luck would have it, Lucky runs into an old friend under the twinkling lights of Rice Plaza. Literally. While Lucky was strolling through the plaza, enjoying the sounds of a busker's guitar, he unexpectedly bumped into none other than Elizabeth Weber. The encounter was far from a typical run-in, it quickly turned into a flirty exchange as they joked about Elizabeth's impressive collection of Christmas ornaments. It's clear from the very start that there's something special about the way these two interact. The effortless chemistry between Lucky and Elizabeth was palpable as he offered to be her Christmas tree wingman, setting the tone for a night filled with playful banter and shared memories. What started as a light-hearted greeting soon blossomed into something more as they worked together to pick out the perfect Christmas tree. This wasn't just about tree shopping, it was about reconnecting, rediscovering old feelings, and reminiscing about the past. Rekindling dreams of the past. As they settled in with hot chocolate after finding their tree, the conversation took a nostalgic turn. Lucky and Elizabeth, both grown now and living very different lives, began to reminisce about their teenage years. Lucky shared how he once dreamed of becoming a musician, while Elizabeth revealed her own aspirations of becoming a famous artist. These dreams, once vivid in their youth, now seemed like distant memories, yet their bond in these shared reflections was unmistakable. Elizabeth, with a wistful smile, noted that Lucky was the first person to ever truly believe in her. In response, Lucky, with his signature warmth, assured her, "You deserve the world." It's moments like this that remind us of why we fell in love with their relationship in the first place. Lucky has always been Elizabeth's champion, and in that simple, heartfelt statement, he reminded her that she's always been worthy of everything she's ever dreamed of. The night carried on, with Lucky helping Elizabeth lug the tree inside her home, and the two of them deciding to stay and decorate together. There's something about decorating a Christmas tree that brings out the joy and magic of the holiday season, but for Lucky and Elizabeth, it became an evening of playful flirtation and emotional intimacy. Between sharing Christmas cookies and indulging in a few too many cute lines, like "There's nowhere else I'd rather be," and "Who wouldn't want to be friends with you?" Lucky's charm was in full force. Elizabeth, who's no stranger to Lucky's infectious energy, couldn't help but smile as the evening unfolded. A serenade to remember. The night took an even more intimate turn when Lucky made a surprising confession. As the two of them enjoyed their time together, Lucky casually revealed that he planned on staying in Port Charles for the foreseeable future. This was a huge revelation, one that made Elizabeth take pause. Lucky had always been a wanderer, moving from place to place, never quite settling down. So the idea of him staying put in Port Charles for an extended period was a big deal. He mentioned his plans to find a job, and when Elizabeth jokingly mentioned that there might be room for more than one busker in Port Charles, Lucky, ever the charismatic spirit, replied that he'd need a guitar. Cue the heartwarming moment where Elizabeth, ever the supportive friend, and perhaps something more, ran up to her son Cameron's room and returned with his guitar. Lucky, with his easy smile, was ready for his next big performance. This wasn't just any guitar session, though. This was a special moment that fans of General Hospital have been waiting for. Lucky began to serenade Elizabeth with a song that longtime viewers will certainly remember, evoking flashbacks from the 90s, when Lucky first sang to Elizabeth and captured her heart with his music. The scene was a touching callback to the earlier days of their relationship, reminding us all of the deep connection they once shared. While this impromptu concert didn't end with a kiss, yet, it was clear that the two of them were on the path to rekindling their lost romance. Music, as it often does, became the bridge that connected their past with their present, and in that moment, it was as if time had stood still. The road ahead, rekindling romance. As Lucky and Elizabeth spent the night reminiscing and sharing playful moments, it became evident that the spark between them is far from extinguished. Their flirtatious banter, shared memories, and the music they bonded over have set the stage for something more, something potentially beautiful. While neither of them knows what the future holds, one thing is for sure: Lucky's decision to stick around Port Charles is a game changer. His presence in Elizabeth's life, once distant and fleeting, is now permanent. And with their chemistry rekindled, it seems that the Christmas season might just bring a new chapter in their relationship. For fans of Lucky and Elizabeth, this festive night is more than just a holiday celebration. It's a chance to see two characters who once shared a deep, passionate connection rediscover each other. Whether their story will lead to a romantic reunion or a continued friendship remains to be seen, but this Christmas tree lot encounter has certainly reignited the possibilities. As the lights of the Christmas tree twinkle in the background and the holiday season continues, there's no telling what magic may lie ahead for Lucky and Elizabeth. One thing is certain. The love they once shared is still alive, and as the snow falls gently on Port Charles, it seems their holiday season might just be filled with new beginnings. The death of Sam McCall has been a tragic and puzzling mystery for Port Charles, leaving both the residents and viewers wondering who was truly responsible. At the center of this tragedy is a fatal overdose of digitalis, a powerful drug that caused Sam's heart attack. What makes this situation even more baffling is that no one knows how the drug ended up in Sam's system. Initially, many assumed the mistake was merely an error made by the nursing staff at General Hospital. Elizabeth Weber was one of the first to investigate, quickly uncovering that the drug administration mistake was not as straightforward as it seemed. As the investigation unfolded, more characters began to get involved. Lucas Jones, a beloved character in Port Charles, found himself in a panic, believing that he might have played a role in Sam's death. His internal struggle and sense of guilt painted a somber picture of how close the ties between the residents of Port Charles are, as well as the complexity of the medical drama unfolding behind the scenes. However, the plot thickened when it became clear that the digitalis overdose might not have been an accident at all. With no clear explanation for how the drug ended up in Sam's system, the suspicion quickly shifted towards someone with much darker motives: Cyrus Renault. Cyrus Renault, Port Charles's resident villain. Cyrus Renault has long been a controversial figure in Port Charles, and his role in the city's criminal underworld has been well documented. However, recent developments suggest that his involvement in Sam's death may go far deeper than anyone initially thought. At the heart of this story is Cyrus's ability to manipulate those around him, even as he presents himself as a reformed man in front of others. Cyrus's latest appearance has been nothing short of chilling. In a strange twist of fate, he was seen ringing a bell by a donation box, surrounded by festive Christmas trees and toy soldiers. It was an unexpected sight given the ongoing investigations into his crimes, and it's almost as if he's trying to position himself as a benefactor to the people of Port Charles, hiding behind a saintly facade. Jocelyn and Trina, while out shopping for a tree for their new apartment, ran into Cyrus in this peculiar setting. But it wasn't long before Dex, the rookie who had helped bring Cyrus into the PCPD earlier, found himself face to face with the villain once again. Dex, having seen Cyrus's questionable actions firsthand, was immediately suspicious. He recalled seeing Cyrus at General Hospital on Halloween, which was an unsettling memory. Dex assumed that the villain had visited Lulu Spencer after her surgery, despite Laura's explicit wishes for Cyrus to stay away from her. In the confrontation, Cyrus denied visiting Lulu, but in a shocking moment, he flashed back to Halloween night. The flashback revealed a chilling image: Cyrus dressed as a doctor, sneaking into Sam's hospital room with a bottle of digitalis. It was a shocking revelation that linked Cyrus directly to Sam's overdose, making it clear that he was the one responsible for the lethal dose of the drug. But what was his motive? Was it just another cold-blooded act of revenge, or was there something even more sinister behind his actions? A shocking video preview: Dex's fateful encounter. As if things weren't already tense enough, the December 9th, 13 video preview dropped a major bombshell: Dex is going to get stabbed. With the stage set for further confrontations, the question now arises: who is behind Dex's upcoming accident? Will it be Cyrus, the mastermind of so many of Port Charles's darkest events? The preview leaves viewers on the edge of their seats, hinting that Dex's rookie status may be his undoing. Dex has already crossed paths with Cyrus on multiple occasions, and each interaction has only increased the tension between the two men. Having seen the villain's true nature up close, Dex is one of the few people in Port Charles who fully understands just how dangerous Cyrus can be. Now that he's made the connection between Cyrus and Sam's overdose, Dex may find himself in Cyrus's crosshairs, especially if the villain believes that Dex is a threat to his carefully crafted image of reform. Could this be the moment when Cyrus decides to silence Dex once and for all? It seems likely, considering his penchant for eliminating anyone who stands in his way. The stakes have never been higher for the young rookie, and with his life potentially on the line, Dex will need to be more cautious than ever before. The final question: is Cyrus really behind it all? While the evidence against Cyrus is certainly mounting, there's still much to unpack in this story. Could he really be the mastermind behind Sam's death, Or is there a deeper conspiracy at play?